Hello all, today we will look into architecture view and viewpoints. So in architecture view and viewpoints, we need to know about few concepts like stakeholders, concerns, system, architecture viewpoints and architecture views. Okay. So what is a system? System is components, a group of components, a group of elements. Those elements interact with each other, and then when the elements interact with each other, it forms a system. So it is a group of elements or components which interacts among themselves and become a system. So if you see this image here, we have some subsystems. Subsystems are systems inside the system. So here is a system, and then it's a subsystem part of the system X, and the other part is Y, and then we have several subsystems. Okay, so we have an entry point here, and then it goes and interact with the module component which is there in the subsystem Y, and then again it has another module component. There is another interaction here. So if you see here, these are all the elements: entry point, module components, and here even module A, module B. We have several elements here, and there is an interaction between every element, each and every element. And if you see here, subsystem to subsystem as well, there are interactions. So a system is elements and interactions between them. So that forms a system. This is at a system level. And when we go to infrastructure, you see here it's a LAN, it's a local network. And then this is regional. This is one region and this is another region. And then it's a global. So here all the regions are collectively shown here. So that's how a system is formed. Here in local, all the systems are connected to each other at a particular location. In a region, this is one location and this is another location, and these two locations talk to each other. And in a global, all these regions are represented here, and then they're all talking to each other. So if you see in this infrastructure perspective, these are all the elements, and then how they are connecting to each other or the interactions. And with that element and interaction between element, the system is performed. Next, who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are of four types: corporate, system, end user, and project stakeholders. So who are the project stakeholders? Project stakeholders are functional or business process experts, line management, managers, product specialist, product manager, product owners, technical specialists, technical architect, developer, etc. And in the same way, end users. The end users are the one who are going to use the system. They have a line management there as well, and there will be an executive who is going to see how they are operating the system. And then we have the experts as well, business domain experts, and many more. And then there are other type of stakeholders in the system, where IT service management, infrastructure management. So these kind of stakeholders are where involved with end users and project managers to make the things working. And then the other stakeholder type is the corporate, where HR and CEOs, CXOs, CEO, CTO, all those, and then program management office, PMO, the procurements, enterprise security, and then other groups, QA groups, and everybody who are directly or indirectly going to help the system to work. So now we know what is a system and who are the stakeholders. So then now what are concerns? Concerns are interests in a system. So if you take a system, in that system, if I need something to be available in that system, that is a concern. So concerns are interest in a system relevant to one or more of its stakeholders. Stakeholders can be any type, right? We have seen that in the stakeholders image. So any one or more of its stakeholders, their concerns are interests in a system relevant to one or more of its stakeholders. So a stakeholder has a concern, has an interest in the system, that this functionality or this kind of operation has to happen. Okay, that is what this line is explaining. Concerns may pertain to any aspect of the system's functioning, development, operation, including, like I said, operation. It can be development, it can be improving the performance, it can be reliability, it can be security, it can be distribution of the product, and then evolve how it is going to evolve, and may determine the acceptability of the system. So all these things together will determine the acceptability of the system. So concern is an interest or a need from a stakeholder to be there in the system. So in short, it is a business need of a stakeholder in a system. That's about the concern. Yeah. So what are the architecture viewpoints and architecture view? So architecture viewpoint in general, if you can say, it is a template. If you see here, it is a collection of patterns, templates. Patterns are best practices, templates, and conventions for constructing one type of view. So if you want to construct a view, you will take inspiration from the viewpoint. And the architecture view is the representation of the system. So how the system is going to look from a perspective of a stakeholder. A stakeholder will have a related set of concerns, the need. So how are you going to show a customer's need? How are you going to represent a customer's need is the architecture view. And architecture view takes the inspiration from architecture viewpoint. So if you see this diagram, you can see here that these are all the viewpoints, which is shown as a catalog of all the viewpoints. Or it's a library. You can think it of as a library. So this is a salesperson's viewpoint, and this is a plumber's viewpoint, this is a builder's viewpoint, and electrician's viewpoint. So if an electrician has to work on this building, then he will be referring to the architecture viewpoint from the library. He will take a reference, and then according to this building, it will be shaped up. In the same way, if a salesperson has to market it, then he will take a template from this library, and then he will be making it fit for this building, that template, and then he will make a presentation or his marketing strategy. The same way, plumber will be taking up one of the template from that library, plumber viewpoint library, and then according to this building, he will be building the plumbing strategy. The same way, the builder, the design of the flat as well. So there will be a viewpoint for the flat design that would be taken as a reference, and then that reference is used to fit to this building. So you see, these are the viewpoints, and these are the views. Builder view, this is builder view, where it has a design of the flat, and then this is the electrician's view, where it shows how electricity channels can be placed, and this is a salesperson's view, where he can picturize the building in a beautiful way so that he can sell it to the customers. And a plumber view is a little different to all this. It's almost near to the electrician, but if you see here, where are the plumbing items are there, and how are they connected, and how to develop the plumbing activity in the building is what plumber's view is. And this electrician, salesperson, plumber, builder are all the stakeholders. Okay, let us understand this interaction diagram. So every system has an architecture, that is clear, and a system has one to many stakeholders. Yeah, that's true. And a stakeholder has one or many concerns. Yes, every stakeholder can have many needs, many concerns, and the concern is important to one or many stakeholders. Yes, every concern, a concern can be for a group of stakeholders can also have one set of concern. So concern is important to one or many stakeholders. That is true. And then stakeholder identifies, architectural description identifies one or many stakeholders. Yes. So the description, architecture, whatever is there, that would be identifying many stakeholders, one or many stakeholders views. And then a viewpoint is addressed to one or many stakeholders. Yes, the template, whatever we are going to templates, whatever we are going to take from the library, will be addressing one or many stakeholders' needs. Yes, and then architectural description selects one or more viewpoints. Yes, architecture will select one or more viewpoints from the library so that it can serve to the different stakeholders. So, like in our previous example, we have taken one for flat design, one for electrician, and one for plumber, and one for salesperson. And then each viewpoint conforms to a view. So the view, whatever is there, view conforms to a viewpoint. So whatever view you are going to do, electrician has to conform with the electrician's viewpoint. Plumber should conform to the plumber's viewpoint, like that. And then all the architecture description is organized by one or many views. So if you take on the whole of the architecture, then it will have one or many views. All these views will form the architecture description, and this architectural description will form the architecture, and this architecture is going to be helpful in developing a system. Hope you understood those concepts. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.